Here with Cody Sigler, Spencer Arsenault, and Devontae Jackson at the West Alabama 17-14 win over North Greenville today. Guys, just talk about the game today. We knew coming in this is going to be one of the best games in the GSC, and it lived up to that hype. Just talk about y'all's performance today.
They got a great defense. You know, we worked all week on it. You know, scouts were coming at us. You know, their defense or their offense. They got a great quarterback. They got a great O-line too, and we worked all week for it, and we're ready for any team we got to play.
The defense was solid. We knew they'd be real aggressive, so we were trying to take advantage of that. I think we did a good job. We had a couple of explosion plays. Chris Pinion had a heck of a play. O-line played their butts off. I didn't really get touched much, so I thank them for that. Also thank the coaches for preparing us because they did a heck of a job, and the scouts too.
Just to reiterate what Cody said, they offense, yeah, they got one of the most explosive offenses. Like great quarterback, he can move around in the pocket a lot. You know, they got two good athletes. But we had to find a way to contain them, and, like from doing what they've been doing for the past couple of weeks, and we did that.
Yeah, and I'll ask Cody and Devontae. You held this team to 59 rushing yards today. This team that can run the ball with anybody in the country. Just talk about the play up front that you all put out there today and what y'all saw in film, what y'all did in practice to prepare yourselves to put on a performance like that.
We just do what Steve Cisa and Coach T tells us to do, and them two, they lead us to success every time. And just D-line, man, we got a special group. We come to work every day, and we just got to keep on working. Got to stay humble.
And we have to sign, we got to just stay in our gap, cue feel, listen to them calls, and we're going to get the job did.
Yeah, but for Spencer, man, 60-yard touchdown run today, showing off the wheels. Y'all outran the cameraman that we had up there. Just talk about you becoming more of a dual threat, the potential of that and what that can do to add another element to this offense.
Well, I've always been able to run a little bit, but I'm actually trying to work on staying in the pocket more. So I think doing that opens up lanes, and I just try to take advantage of it when I get the chance. But again, heck of a block by T-Walk on that run. It wouldn't have been possible without him. O-line, I really wasn't supposed to pull it, but I did. But they made me look good, so appreciate that.
Yeah, for Cody and Devontae, Cody, you had 2.5 sacks and 3.5 tackles for loss, and Devontae, you had a sack, 4 tackles for loss, and an interception. With Trayvon Lambert leading the conference in sacks with 6.5, more teams going to have him at the top of the scouting report. So with them keying in on him, how does that open up potential and opportunity for y'all to create plays like you did today?
Trey's different. I mean, they're gonna slide to him, and it's gonna give me and him a one-on-one, which most teams don't want to do that either. So we got weapons all around. That's really it.
Good whip, yeah. We like I say, like the first four and like the second group. Like our second group will be our one. We just drive in on that. We stick together, be together. We just work together and celebrate when each other make plays.
Yeah, but we got a big home win today, and now we're heading back on the road. Got shorter next week. What do we have to do to keep this thing rolling?
Keep it going.
Keep being us.
Stay focused. Keep the brotherhood going.
Be the best.
Believe in each other and believe that we can do this. Simple as that.
All right, well, congrats on the win. We'll see y'all next week at Shorter.
Appreciate you.
Here with head coach Brett Gilliland at the West Alabama 17-14 win over North Greenville today. Coach, let's talk about this performance today. We knew coming in how good of a matchup this was. To go out there and get a win over a team like that. On Hall of Fame weekend, we got Otha Foster III, Harry Satterwhite, Henry Nettles, played on the football team back in the day here. Let's talk about putting on a performance like that in front of those guys.
Well, it's always cool when you get Hall of Fame Day because you got some really special people coming back. That's not an easy class to get into, and that's the top of the top, and so that's always fun. You got a Grey Cup champion with Otha standing on the sidelines, and then Harry, who led us to our last conference championship, and so it's always special. I'm super proud of this team. I mean, we challenged them all week that this was going to be a battle, and we didn't know what moment was going to be the most important moments, but we got to win as many moments as we can. And you know, those 3 guys that you interviewed, you know, just the 2 guys from the defensive line. You know, our defense is special because they don't care who gets the credit. You know, they do their job, and they know something's going to happen big, whether it's them or their teammate, and they're going to celebrate the success of that. And that's what makes them special. To hold that offense to 14 points it's remarkable. And you know, we said we wanted to play a complete team game today. I don't think we did that. I think we left a lot out there, but we're playing a really good team, so you know that comes with it. I thought the first quarter we came out and played well. You know, got ourselves a little bit of a buffer, which ended up to be huge. Because the third quarter, I didn't think we played very well offensively. You know, defensively, we held them a few times, and they got a little bit of, you know, first downs, but several 3 and outs, and then that drive that, you know, we had the interception, and you know they were down knocking on the door, and we had the interception that we fumbled, but we fumbled it way back, so it set them way back, and it was like that drive never ended. You know, because they kept getting a few first downs after that and ended up getting a field goal off of it. So that was a huge turn right there going into the fourth quarter, where you know they got a field goal after all the good and bad and ugly. They got a field goal to cut it to 10-6, and we had to answer. And you know, we wanted a good methodical drive that took time off the clock, let the defense rest. That's not what we got. We got a big play out of Spencer, you know, a heck of a block on the perimeter to spring him for a long touchdown. But it was the answer we needed at that moment. And that's really what set it apart. From then on, it was, you know, they're playing catch up from a 2-score down lead, and that's hard to do, especially when you're playing our defense. And so we did what we needed to do to win the game, and you know, it's special. You know what those guys have in that locker room is special.
And North Greenville has scored 99 points in the last 2 games coming into this matchup today. They got Dre Williams, back-to-back GSC Player of the Week, who scored 7 touchdowns in the past 2 games. Talk about your secondary, your DBs, and what they did to hold him. And Amari Coates is also having a great season for North Greenville. Took about 64 receiving yards today.
I'm ready for that quarterback and Dre to not be there anymore. I mean, you know, I'm sick of playing them because they're special, and they got some other weapons like you mentioned, but Dre Williams is as special as anybody that's been in this league for a while, and he's shown that, you know, year after year after year. He's battled injuries through his whole career, but when he's healthy, he's as good as anybody. And you know, so obviously they do a great job moving him around, getting him the ball in different ways, but they got enough weapons around him too that you can't just key in on him. And they showed that today. Some guys made some big plays today. So, you know, I couldn't be prouder, you know, the effort that our defense did. And even you look at the last drive that they had where they scored the touchdown. They get down to the 1-yard line, and if we let them stick it in the next play, now that's a different ballgame. There's a lot of time left. We can't kneel it out if we get the ball back. We got to get a first down. You know, there's a lot of things that could happen there. But we stopped them twice on the one that runs so much time off the clock. Now all we got to do is get an onside kick and take knees. And so it was really, really good and special the way our defense played.
Yeah, you protect your home turf 2 weeks in a row now. Now we're heading back on the road at shorter next week. What do we have to do to keep this momentum going and keep things going this direction?
We got to continue to. We had a great week of practice this week. I thought. You know, there's always areas as coaches we're going to find ways to improve, but I think we got to have another great week of practice, and we got to continue putting those weeks of preparation together. Because then what it does and what our guys are seeing, it allows them to have so much confidence when they get to the game, because they know the preparation they put in. And so we got to be sure and do that, because these next 2 games are vital. They're huge. Going too shorter, always a tough place to play. You play early in the day, you know, it's always a change, and you know, so we've got to be ready to answer the call there, and going back on the road, like you said, for the first time in a little bit. So, but it all starts with when we come in tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You know, how our guys approach it, the mindset they have. Do they watch the film with ways to get better, and then they go attack those on the field? And if they do that, we'll be fine.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week at Short.
Thanks. Go Tigers.